Alright, y'all. I know it's episode 44, but we got ourselves another brand new Kamen writer. But he's actually an old writer. We kind of just had to throw this plot together. Hear me out. John Toei said it was okay. We just had to throw something together last minute. So with that being said, what do we call this guy? Limbo. Hear me out. It's like the area between heaven and hell. Limbo. How about Purgatory? Kamen Rider Purgatory. No, see, those are too good. Like I said, we kind of just threw this suit together last minute. How about Overlive? You're fired. Man, I didn't even want to work for you in the first place. Okay, Icy Hot Guy. I know you're gonna hit me with some gold. What do you got? Alright, I'm just gonna take some letters and throw them at the wall and see what sticks. Disgusting. I love it. Why can't dead characters just stay dead? It feels like we're taking one step forward and a few steps back. But I guess Daiji, Kagerou, and Hiromi fans are eating good tonight. So, with that being said, it's time for me to keep that hate strong with this week's Revice. Daiji, taking the one path he sees as his way out, starts to sign his contract with Gifu, only to be snatched away by Vice. Goofy Gifu is not about to take that disrespect and leaves, but not without taking Vice with him. Daiji, taking the L once again, decides to leave, but that's as main character Hikaru gets all the attention from the women as he eats dirt. Hiromi fans get their first spoonful of that man as they alter the intro yet again, replacing Akaishi with Hiromi glory shots. Back to the main character Hikaru, full off of pavement, just has to be wheeled away, but not before getting praise from the character whose glory he just keeps on taking. In the Gifu dimension, we see Ortega's not dead? He's been in a bubble this whole time. Y'all, what the hell is this? Y'all really are gonna try and give this man a redemption arc, aren't y'all? While in this dimension, Gifu starts having a villain monologue. Hold up. You mean you could talk this whole ass time? What the fuck? That's right, it took 44 episodes, but Gifu can actually talk. And who is the voice? Well, it's Kakashi from Naruto again. AKA, it's the same guy who was in last week's episode of Down Brothers. You know, Toei was like, look, you're already at our studio. Just record these dialogue lines. Here's money. So Gifu finally gives us his purpose in life. Finally. Some motive. Is it satisfactory? Absolutely not. See, Earth is just Gifu's buffet, and he just can't get enough of it. Since humans naturally have demons, he thrives off of those nutrients. Though, since humans keep evolving, their war-leading selves will eventually wipe them all out. So, to prevent his food source from killing itself, he has to take them back to the Stone Age. However, since the Igarashi family has shown that they can properly coexist with their demons, he feels an attachment to them. He knows that this is due to his cells being in their bodies. So, he feels that familial bond with them. As such, only the Igarashis are allowed to live with him, while everyone else goes back to being herp-derp. At Happy Spa, we see that Genta continues to be missing in action. Everyone is just chilling with Mama-chan Yukimi, regarding specifically what's going on with Daiji. While figuring things out, the man himself actually shows up, just to say bye. Admitting that he's just gonna keep on making mistakes, Iki, not taking this lightly, said it's time for his fist to meet his face and he can go catch these hands outside. There's a subplot with George that happens here as well, with Masumi, finally, on his deathbed. This man's been dying for like 3 episodes. Only Hana is here to chill with him, though not for long as she confronts George that he really should go see his daddy. George is just absolutely tired of dealing with his old man and decides to continue in his shadow, working on fixing his dad's inventions. On the topic of fixing things, Broken Body Hiromi comes on in. Wanting one more shot at taking the L crown away from Daiji, he's willing to L down his L's once more. Though, George is not about that catchphrase and just lets him take the driver if he just decides to shut up. Back at the Igarashi family brawl, Vice makes a guest appearance, pulling out a Gifu faster than a Kaishi when he sees women. Being the immobile villain that I feared, Gifu then proceeds to hand-raving and CG attacks. Daiji, seeing his second shot, attempts to form a contract with Gifu once more, only to get knocked away again by Vice. We then get terrible fighting. That's when the Battle of L's begins. Hiromi, former crown king of L's, shows that he still has what it takes to henshin. Exchanging blows with Daiji, it's the rematch we didn't expect, but was necessary. The fight climaxes with a rider kick exchange that was at least an 8.5 out of 10. With his feelings finally conveyed, Hiromi snatches the L crown from Daiji and dies. Nah, it actually would have been way more impactful if he actually did die, but he's just tired. The swelling of L's finally takes a step back in the alphabet as the K is revealed to have been hidden inside the Holy Wing Vice stamp the whole time, calling Daiji a bitch in the process. Kagerou is finally here. As melodramatic as it turns out, it seems that Daiji's duel with Kagerou simply stored him inside the Vice stamp, just waiting for Daiji to acknowledge that he actually needed him. This writing really makes it seem like they had no real plan for Daiji, since it's the biggest cop-out ever. Daiji finally feels back at 100% with his other half now here, with the Holy L Vice stamp becoming the Crow Vice stamp once again. They have a new henshin sequence, with probably the catchiest jingle in this show. A brief view of evil as the two combine to become Kamen Rider Evilytylive? What? Evilytylive. 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 This name sucks ass. I'll get to this form later. Having the powers of evil and live together as one makes Daiji get the new form OP-ness that we get every time a new writer debuts. How's it play out? Well, as you'd expect. Except now he can swap between gun and blade forms. There's also cool tidbits of showing glimpses of evil as he makes easy work off of those grunts. Iki, finally excited to have his brother back, the two take on Gifu directly. Also, Vice is there. Using their magnetic abilities, Revice and Vice open up a path into Gifu's dimension, with Daiji landing a massive uppercut to Gifu, sending him back into the opening. During this sequence, several captured people, including Ortega, show up to be freed from Gifu's hold. With the window of opportunity closing, Daiji lands his rider kick with the assistance of Kagerou and send Gifu packing, sealing the gateway in the process. The siblings celebrate not only the return of their family, but also the defeat of Gifu. But as one family celebrates, another goes back to being broken. With this episode of Revice, we get the return of a long-gone character, and with it, the birth of a brand new Kamen Rider in Evilytylive. With that, let's talk names. Fuck this name. There are so many better candidates for this name. Evilylive, Live Devil. Who, and I mean who, thought that sticking a YTY in the middle was a good idea? I need the person off the writing staff for any future Kamen Rider shows or just shows in general. Get a new job. This is the worst name in Revice. Hell, it's probably even the worst name in the entire franchise of Kamen Rider. Now, with that hate out the way, let's talk forms. Unlike the initial predictions and speculations, the Crow Vice stamp does not give Evil his super form, but instead is just another power-up with Live, which kind of makes it seem like a last-minute addition, as it just combines the forms a little bit. So hey, let's just take the Evil undersuit, add the armor of Holy Live, and let's go ahead and put some black stripes on there. And I know wings can imply that he can fly, but so does a cape. So let's just be redundant as can be. Look, it's not a bad kit bash, it just feels off. And if you rewatch the episode, they have some color inconsistency that actually makes the suit look better. For example, and I did not touch up this image whatsoever in Photoshop. Go to minute 19 and 10 seconds when Revice and Evilytylive are posing. It's here that his undersuit, instead of being the evil green, is now blue. This actually looks good. But then in the next shots, it goes back to being green. So either keep it blue in the undersuit or make the blue in the armor green. See, these instantly make it look much better since Base Live didn't really have blue on his outfit. Either way, it's still better than Aguilera and Overdemons, but is it better than Holy Live? That's gonna have to be a debate in a few weeks. Rating time. Daiji's redemption is solved with cliche tears dropping on a changed item. Did it stick the landing for the rating of this episode? I gotta admit, originally, I was gonna give this episode a B. But even my cynical self can appreciate the joy that Daiji emanates when conversing with Iki after reuniting with Kagerou. That full-on wholesomeness made me rethink, reevaluate, and jump it up to an Agito A! It's kind of weird that this is the episode they chose to give Gifu a voice, after being a looming presence for so long. If he could just talk this whole time, then why did Akaishi have to talk for him up to this point? Was he just not feeling it? Also, as a villain, his lack of mobility really killed the action for this episode, as it needed more writer-on-writer action to have some good bits in there. Now I get it. Daiji, Kagerou fans, y'all out here eating good. You Hiromi fans also eating delicious. And as Daiji continues to get forms, Sakura just stays with base forms. Damn. Kagerou's explainer of things really was the biggest distractor for me in this episode, as he was literally just chilling in the Vice stamp for 18 episodes, just waiting for Daiji to just go ahead and admit that he needed him. He's technically been admitting that for several episodes now. So what? Oh, just because the tears hit. Great, that's it. If the tears hit, you must quit. The plot of Daiji in general just dragged. And it definitely didn't need to be told in this manner. The thing with Daiji is he either got character development too fast or stagnated, not understanding where to go from there. I'm starting to feel the dislikes mounting with that statement. But Daiji is not a good character. And you plan to salvage him in 6 episodes? Okay, bet. I'd love to see you try. Though, with all that being said, the real villain of Revice is finally making a comeback. However, that can either be exciting depending on how they take it. I just don't want good Ortega. He doesn't need a redemption arc. I just want him to come back meaner and more pissed at everyone around him. Maybe even absorbing some of that residual Gifu energy. George keeps getting set up for something and the clock's ticking. Like I said, we've got 6 episodes left, so I am still waiting. Show me that grand payoff to George. Y'all have been hyping it up. I need it. Let's go. High point, Hikaru finally sidelined. Maybe we're not gonna see that man again. I can only hope. But now, with Gifu gone, how will this shape the final arc of the show? 6 weeks of Revice are remaining. Will they stick the landing or burn all the bridges on the way to the end? Anyway, how are you feeling about terribly named writer, Curry Boy's return, Masumi finally dying, and Gifu having a voice? That's it for me. Until next time, I will see you all then. Bye.